All right, today we are diving into something really fascinating: architecting attraction. We're going to explore 10 psychological pathways that can seriously shape how we connect with each other. So let's get right into it. We're often told that romance is just this magical, lightning in a bottle thing that you have no control over. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the initial spark isn't totally random, but something that can actually be understood and maybe even influenced? That's the big question we're tackling today. So where are we getting this from? Our guide on this exploration is the work Architecting Attraction. Now, don't think of this as a set of rules. It's more like a psychological blueprint, showing us how certain principles can lay the groundwork for a genuine connection. Every good structure, right, it needs a rock-solid foundation. And in the architecture of attraction, that foundation is all about creating real connection and trust. So let's look at the first couple of building blocks. We're going to kick things off with two really powerful and maybe kind of surprising ideas for building that initial trust. Something called the pratfall effect and the principle of reciprocity. So first up is the pratfall effect. I know, it sounds a little backward, doesn't it? The core idea is that if you're already seen as a competent person, making a small mistake, like say spilling a bit of coffee on yourself, can actually make you more appealing, not less. And here's the reason this works. Absolute perfection, it can be really intimidating, right? It puts up a wall. But a little slip up, a tiny mistake, it just shatters that illusion. It shows you're human, and that makes you way more approachable and relatable. Okay, next we've got reciprocity. Now this is like the social glue that holds us together. Think about it. Since we were kids, we've learned that if someone does something nice for us, we should do something nice back. It's just wired into how we interact. So here's the kicker for attraction. A small, kind gesture, offering to help with something, giving a truly sincere compliment, it's more than just being nice. It creates this subtle, positive little opportunity for the other person to respond in kind. And that's what keeps the conversation going. Okay, so the foundation is laid. Now it's time to build the framework. This next part is all about demonstrating your value and desirability. And not by bragging, but through much more subtle psychological cues. The two main pillars for our framework are social proof and the, well, very intriguing Benjamin Franklin effect. Let's break these down. Social proof is literally everywhere. I mean, we read reviews before we buy something, we choose the bustling restaurant over the empty one. We are just hardwired to look at what other people are doing as a shortcut to figure out what's good or valuable. And here's how that translates to attraction. When other people, your friends, your colleagues, clearly enjoy being around you and respect you, it sends this powerful subconscious signal that you are a person of value. It's like a built-in character reference. And now for one of my absolute favorites, the Benjamin Franklin effect. Okay, so you might think the way to get someone to like you is to do favors for them. This effect flips that idea completely on its head. It actually suggests you should ask them for a small favor. So here's the cool psychology behind this. When someone does a small favor for you, let's say they just lend you a pen, their brain has to justify that action. It kind of goes, why did I do that for them? Oh, well, I must actually like them. It's a fascinating little bit of cognitive dissonance at play. So, we've got our foundation and our framework. Now it's time for the finishing touches. These are the elements that create that intrigue, that desire, and that really make a lasting impression. To get this done, we're going to explore two powerful concepts, the scarcity principle and something with a great name, the Zeigarnik effect. The scarcity principle is a basic rule you see in economics all the time. Limited edition sneakers, one-day only sales. We just want things more when there aren't many of them to go around. And it turns out the same principle can apply to people. But let's be super clear on this because it's important. The source really emphasizes that this is not about playing hard to get. It's about being hard to get because you have a full, interesting life with your own passions and friends. Your time and attention are genuinely limited and therefore they're valuable. That is what's naturally attractive. And finally, we have the Zeigarnik effect. So our brains are obsessed with finishing things. They absolutely hate open loops. If we start a task and we don't finish it, that task just kind of hangs out in our mind, bugging us until we can finally close it out. So what on earth does this have to do with dating? Well, think about it. Instead of talking until you both run out of steam, the source suggests ending a conversation when it's still at a high point. By leaving a story just a little bit unfinished, You create one of those mental open loops. You leave them curious, and you stay on their mind. So there we go. We've walked through the foundation, the framework, and the finishing touches. Now let's just take a quick look at the complete blueprint that the source lays out for us. So here they all are. We've covered some of the major ones today, like the pratfall effect and social proof. But this full blueprint includes some other incredible ideas, like mirroring, which is about subtly matching body language, or the misattribution of arousal, which might be why exciting dates work so well, and the peak-end rule, which is all about creating strong, lasting memories. Each one is another tool in this psychological toolbox. You know, this blueprint gives us all these psychological insights, but it does leave us with a pretty big question. Can something as personal and as magical as attraction ever be fully engineered? Or will there always be some secret ingredient that just defies explanation? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for digging into this with me.